Rustle up some horses for you, huh, cowboy? I'll be back before sundown.
Well, hello there, young fella. Welcome to Nuka-World.
I've got my sunscreen on and my cooler full of Nuka-Cola Quantum ready to go. We are traveling to the happiest place outside the Commonwealth today. Welcome to the Meergospective of Nuka-World. Just a warning up front, there may be some spoilers ahead. For this video, I have also installed a mod to bring my favorite companion along to enjoy Nuka-World with me, Mrs. Meergo. Will we have a good time? Let's check it out. The worst part of this DLC for us is the story. Nuka-World starts by either tuning into an advertisement for the park on your radio, or by happening upon the Nuka-World Transit Center by chance. You meet a guy inside the station who claims that raiders have kidnapped his family and please go help them. Board the train and it takes you west over the mountains. You arrive in Nuka-World in much the same way you go to work at the Black Mesa Research Facility. It's an awesome throwback, intentional or not.
For your own safety, please remain seated.
Please stand back from the automated door.
When you arrive, you are immediately thrust into the gauntlet. The gauntlet. This might be the coolest part of the DLC and consists of a series of rooms full of traps and raider ambushes while some guy talks crap to you over a loudspeaker.
It's decision time. All doors lead to death.
When you get to the end, you end up in a duel to the death with the current raider overboss, Coulter. However, before you fight him, a mysterious stranger, no, not that guy, someone else, tells you that the fight is rigged and you need to use a super soaker to short out Coulter's armor to kill him. Once done, the stranger introduces himself as Gage and proclaims before all the raiders of Nuka-World that you are now the new overboss. Thanks, but no thanks? Unfortunately, you have no choice, so you leave the gauntlet and are sent on a quest to unify the raiders together and crush the Commonwealth. Here's where the DLC loses us. I really don't want to be the overboss. I don't care about the raiders, and I certainly have no interest in crushing the Commonwealth. Here's how it works. There are 3 raider groups inside of the park. There's the crazy murderous ones, the crazy animal ones, and the mostly normal ones who wear business suits under their armor for some reason. Gage, the friend from school that your mom wanted you to stay away from.
Nice technique. You learned that one from your mommy?
Tells you that they're getting sick of sitting on their butts, which is why he helped you to kill Coulter, and they are at each other's throats. The park is divided up into 6 sections, kind of like Disney World. There's Nuka-Town, USA, which is where the raiders live. There's Dry Rock Gulch, Galactic Zone, Kitty Kingdom, World of Refreshment, and Safari Adventure. 5 of the sections, excluding Nuka-Town, USA, have fallen out of control of the raiders, so it's up to you to restore order and assign each location to one of the groups. I find this actually kind of funny, considering there's probably 80 or more raiders inside of Nuka-Town, USA, and they're sending you, by yourself, to go clear each area out. This is something that they could have done on their own. Regardless, each step of the way I'm thinking, no, I'm really all set. And you can even tell Gage that, but he keeps saying, just give it a shot, it'll be worth it, trust me. It isn't. What's really frustrating is you can't just say no and fail the quest. If you tell Gage nope, he says, when you reconsider, let me know, and your quest never changes from talk to Gage. There is a half-baked quest to liberate the park, but essentially it only has one part, kill all the raiders. Might as well just play along for now and kill them all later. After completing all park sections, you talk to Shank, who guides you in the next phase of Project taking over the Commonwealth. This is done by either forcibly removing the denizens from a settlement or convincing them to leave peacefully. You have to choose the method before going to the settlement. This is important later. I find the second method kind of funny. If you go to a settlement at this point in the game, you're likely decked out in X-01 quantum power armor and packing some ridiculous firepower. Asking one of the pipe pistol-wielding settlers to leave will have them respond with threats of how they'll kill you if you don't leave yourself.
Leave? Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, okay. If you end up just mowing them down, you actually fail the quest, since you chose the second method, which is stupid. If you choose the first method, removing them by force, they'll likely have a group of Minutemen with them that'll need to be slaughtered as well.
Seems they brought in some muscle.
I thought you were the general of the Minutemen. I guess that doesn't matter anymore.
You've crossed the line, General. There are some things I can't forgive.
Oh, and for the 2 or 3 of you out there that bothered to play through the Minutemen storyline in the main game, The second that you plant raiders in the Commonwealth, Preston will hate you with the fires of 1,000 burning suns.
Is there anything I can do to make this right between us?
No, not after this.
Despite the story being what it is, the park itself is really neat. Each section is themed and unique. Safari Adventure introduces you to Discount Khal Drogo with his gorilla mom and dads. Dry Rock Gulch is Western themed where you can pretend to be a cowboy.
Well, hi there, I'm a cowboy.
Each section has rides that actually work once the power is restored. I just wish you were doing this for other reasons. Outside of the park, it's pretty barren though. They clearly focused all of their time and effort on the park itself. There are a few locations to visit, including the Hubologists, that take you on a wacky adventure to start up a spaceship.
We need to run a test of the system. Come inside with us and turn it on. By the hub, it's working!
Visions. I'm seeing visions.
Most creatures in the park are just reskins of existing ones that you've killed thousands of by now. The worst offenders of this are the robots. Novatrons, Mr. Frothies, and Galactrons are simply repurposed Assaultrons, Mr. Handies, and Protectrons. This is fine though, I don't expect them to completely reinvent the game. One thing that is a little annoying is how characters make such a huge deal about bloodworms and gator claws. Bloodworms are literally mole rats reskinned to look like graboids. Gator claws are death claws. They could have done better, make them bigger or something. By now, you've probably killed hundreds of death claws, so the novelty is worn off. There are a couple of new creatures like cave crickets and ants. I think the name cave crickets is kind of funny, but the ants are a little disappointing. In Fallout 2, the first enemy you encounter are giant ants. Not exactly a terrifying enemy by the time you make it to Nuka-World. Again, it would have been cool if they were bigger or something. New Vegas had huge ants, while both New Vegas and Fallout 3 had ants that breathed fire. It feels a little half-assed here. Also, how come there's no unique big enemies like the hermit crab from Far Harbor? At one point you're teased about the angry anaconda, but it ends up just being an old decrepit roller coaster that wasn't even completed. For a DLC, Nuka-World isn't bad. We didn't enjoy it as much as Far Harbor, but that comes down to Nuka-World's lack of story. There aren't really many important choices to be made despite being the overboss, lord of all raiders. Deciding which gang is going to take over the various sections within the park isn't what I would call important. It's also very combat heavy. Each section mostly consists of you murdering your way through each room until your quest says completed. That said, they did a good job of making a new and entertaining environment. We did enjoy running around to the different themed sections within Nuka-World. It's just too bad the story fell flat for us. Our verdict for Nuka-World is a 3 out of 5. It's okay. Did you ever wonder what an amusement park looks like following nuclear annihilation? Well, now you know, and it's fun to explore it. Once the excitement of exploration wears off, the story isn't good enough to carry the rest of this DLC. It comes down to a very basic, are you a good guy or not? The story of Far Harbor was more intricate and interconnected. Yes, it was short, but it gave you choices. With Nuka-World, if you don't want to be the raider overboss, you are still forced to wipe out everyone that opposes any kind of peace or resolution, which means basically everyone that you've been working with in Nuka-World. There is no compromise to speak of. One way or another, you're mowing people down. At least you got to free the collared, enslaved servants of the marketplace. For the survivor that just freed the Commonwealth from the tyranny of the Institute and brought peace to Far Harbor, Nuka-World feels like a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit. If you like this video and you want to support the channel, please like and subscribe. If you have any interesting Nuka-World tips or if you enjoyed being the Raider Overlord, leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.
Error. System malfunction.
You're still here? Get the hell out of my face, you miserable, dung-sniffing dirt scratcher!
System restored. Have a great day.